Suppose that you were planning a bicycling trip, for example, to the Virginia Creeper Trail, and you'd like to know what part of the trail would be appropriate for you and your friends and family. This short video will use a portion of the Virginia Creeper Trail to demonstrate how a slope or a grade can be used to determine the relative amount of difficulty for different portions of the trail. Let's begin with a simple example. On the top right, you'll see a green dot that represents the view from the bottom of one of the portions of the trail at Green Cove Station. I recently bicycled up to the yellow dot, a lookout point which can be seen in the bottom right picture. Of course, even a steep slope or gradient can be made interesting by having a view such as that on the left. That's the view on the way up.
This application is from trailforks.com, and I'll share the link at the end of this training video. But what you can do is you can determine the elevation, distance, and grade at any given point along the trail. What I'm going to do is show the bottom of the trail near Green Cove Station. That's around mile marker 30 right here. What you can do is you can zoom in and interact with this map. So I'll go ahead and zoom to that location. Right in there is around the start of the trail. I'm going to try to get close to near 30. What you'll see here is I'm just going down to the bottom and finding some of the elevation, distance, and local grade, which I'll define later, from this map application. Somewhere right around 30. The elevation is about 3180 feet, and the distance is 30 miles, and the grade is about 5.45% at that point. If I zoom over to where I'm going to stop at the lookout area, the second dot on the map that I showed you, it's somewhere in here, I know from looking up in the past, and it's right about 31.25 miles or so, so I can get my coordinates here right around 31.27 for this exercise. You can see the green dot represents where I'm at on that map. That's a 5.75% grade at that point, and its elevation 3340 feet.
If I think about this in terms of the elevation change in feet over the distance covered in miles, I'm really saying how much elevation do I have to work at fighting gravity versus how much distance do I travel. A grade is simply the change in elevation, or delta elevation, divided by the change in distance, or delta distance. Using the information from the web application, see the elevation and the distance at each point, we can compute a grade of 2.4% for that segment. Here's the formula. Grade is the change in elevation divided by the change in distance. Here are the coordinates, and then converting feet to miles. So it's 2.4% grade. If we generalize this, a slope is simply the change in y, like elevation, divided by the change in x, like distance. However, technically, the change in x is only approximated by the difference in distance because of a simple geometric property. The cosine of a small angle is approximately 1, but that's for another lesson more advanced. So how difficult will pedaling uphill be? A grade of 2.4% for the distance between the Green Cove Station and the lookout is fine, so we calculated 2.4%. But some portions of the trail are more difficult, like the grade at Green Cove Station is 1.48%. And the grade at the lookout station is 5.75%. We can use the web application to find local grades and see that right before the lookout, the local grade is 5.75%. Well, in my opinion, it's worth a little extra work to get that view that we had. Note that a local grade is the steepness at a given point. And it's like a derivative, which is the basic concept in calculus. The derivative is like a slope or a grade, but it's computed over a short distance. It's a local grade. Some other local grades on this curve going all the way up the white top station are shown here. And finally, you can try this for yourself. You can go to the web app at this website. You can pick some points along the trail and see what the local grade is. For a challenge, if you want to calculate a slope, you can pick 2 points and apply the formula that was applied in this lesson. And then you can ask yourself, what's the easiest part of the trail other than going downhill? Hint, it's where it's flat. If you can learn how to do this, you'll be doing derivatives in calculus and making apps like this in no time.